Hello viewers, hope you're all doing good. Welcome to this video. I'm Venkat and this is Just Me, an open source channel. Right, this is going to be another episode of Monday Mongo. So I've done two videos so far. One is about the introduction and the second one is about how to get installed, how to get MongoDB installed on a bare metal or using Docker. So if I go to my web browser, those are my two previous videos. So the first one is series kickoff, where I talked about some basic benefits and advantages of using MongoDB, how it differs from a relational database. And the second one is installation of MongoDB in Linux and running MongoDB as a container. Okay, so in this video, what we are going to talk about is these are basic steps. So if you're an expert in MongoDB, you're free to skip this video because this is for absolute beginners. So once you have the MongoDB installed, let's go through some basics like creating database, creating collections. Collections are nothing but tables when you compare it with relational database. So you've got database, which is same in MongoDB as well. Tables in relational database are equivalent to collections in MongoDB, and the individual records or rows in a table are equivalent to documents within a collection. So a table contains multiple records or multiple rows, and a collection contains a group of documents, multiple documents. As I pointed out in my first video, MongoDB is a schema-less, so I'm going to show you in this video what that actually means. So every single document can be of different schema. They don't have to follow a unique predefined structure, as in the case of relational database. Okay, creating database, creating collections, how to view a collection, how to create documents, insert, update, the normal CRUD operation, create, read, update, delete operation, how you can use the query. If you're used to MySQL, you would have used select star from what's the equivalent of equivalent in MongoDB. Deleting documents, deleting collection, deleting a database. So it's going to be a very basic beginner stuff. Okay, let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start a MongoDB container. Docker run -d for daemon mode in the background, minus port. I'm going to bind 27017 within the container to my host port. And then I'm going to create a Docker volume called data, which is going to be mounted inside /data db inside the MongoDB container for persistence. Okay, so the container should be ready. Docker ps. Yep. It has got a random name. If you want, you can pass minus minus name to that one. And I've got the Mongo shell version. So if you want to connect to a different MongoDB server, I've explained that in the second video, how you can connect to a remote MongoDB instance. So in this tutorial, just make sure you've got a MongoDB instance to connect to follow this tutorial. Okay. So this MongoDB is without authentication, so you can just type Mongo as it is running in the local host. I'm going to just type Mongo and press enter, so that's going to give me a Mongo shell. Okay, I'm inside the Mongo shell. If you want to connect to a remote host, the format is Mongo, MongoDB colon, and the IP address and the port number, for example, 192.168.1.81 colon 27017. And since I haven't enabled authentication, I'll be showing that on a different video, how to enable authentication, how to create users, roles, groups, and so on. And if you're using that, minus u and the name and the password, and minus minus authentication database. I'll cover all these in another video. So this video is purely about documents, collections, and querying and all those stuff. Okay, so let me get into the Mongo shell. Okay, show DBs. Show DBs. So I've got three databases: admin, config, local. So which database am I connected to? So if you just type DB, that's going to show you that I'm connected to test database. But you must be wondering why it's not showing in this list, show database. So definitely test is not listed in the list of databases. That's because at the moment the database is totally empty. So database contains collections. So let's see, show collections. There are no collections. That's the reason there is no the database. If the database is empty, show dbs command would not return that database. Okay. So the first thing we are going to do is create a database. So to create a database, you just simply use the command use and the database name, my test db. So when you do the command, it will create a database and it will put you inside the database. It automatically switched to the new database that I've created. So now if I do show db, yes, still it shows no databases. That's because show collections, it's an empty database. Okay, so now let's go ahead and create a collection, which is nothing but a table. So for this demonstration purpose, I'm going to uh, use movies just to demonstrate, just for the demonstration purpose. Okay, let's create a collection called movies, and I'll show how to insert documents, how to query the documents, and so on. Okay, so there are a couple of ways to create a collection. So db dot create collection, so that's one method, and the name of the collection. So db dot create collection, the name of the collection, which is movies, and if I press enter, that's okay. Now if I do show collections, that is it, movies, and if I do show dbs, so now you can see my test db, which is not actually empty because it has got one collection. So I'm in my test db, and if I do db.stats, it says collections, number of collections is 1. Okay, so I'm gonna skip all these and then show you how to delete a collection. So because I'm gonna show you another way of creating a collection. So to delete a collection, db.collection name, which is movies dot drop. Okay, true, that's done. So now if I do show collections, empty, show dbs, that's gone because our database is empty. Okay, so the next step, but before that, let me show you how to clear the screen, because I was wondering how to clear the screen. Because if you are in MySQL, there is a shortcut to execute a shell command, which is bang backward slash and then clear. Whatever you type in, that's passed as a shell command. Okay, but that won't work inside MongoDB. Show DBs, and if you want to clear the screen, you can type CLS, which is compatible with the Windows. If you have used Windows command prompt, CLS, that's going to delete it, that's going to clear the screen, or just press Control L and that will clear the screen. Okay, so another way of creating a collection is to directly insert your first document. When you insert your first document, it's going to create a collection automatically. So how to create a document? So in basically in MongoDB, everything is JSON based. So key value pair, and let me show you here. DB dot the collection name is movies. So we don't have a collection called movies. We are trying to insert the first document, which will automatically create the collection. Dot insert. So there are a couple of commands. db.movies.insert, which is what I use. And if you want to insert many documents, you can use insert.many, insert.one if you just want to use one. So these are specific commands, but in all the cases, you can just use db.insert with just one document or multiple documents. Okay, so let's do insert our first document, db.movies.insert. Okay, open the flower braces. So this is movies database, our movies collection. So I'm going to insert a document related to movies. So let's say title is the Matrix, comma, released is 1999, I think. I'm not sure. Okay, close that. So this document has got just two fields, title and the date and the year the movie got released. Close the parenthesis and enter. Okay, right result, inserted one document. Cool. So now if I do show collections, you've got that movies collection, which we didn't actually create. We inserted the first document and the collection got created. Show DBs, and our my test DB is now there because we've got some data inside the database. Okay, so um, I'm going to show you now how to view documents. So if you were used to MySQL, the command is select star from movies. Select all the records from the movies table. So if you want to do something similar in MongoDB, db.collectionname.find. So that's the one. Okay, so it has given us one record, and you've got the title and released. So those are the two fields we defined for the document. And if you notice here, there is another auto-generated unique identifier. So that gets auto-generated for each record that you insert. Okay, so that's how you view your documents. But this is okay for two or three fields, but if you've got tens of fields, then this format won't look very good. You won't be able to see all the fields in a single page. So there is another option that you can pause, or another method that you can call, which is db.movies.find.pretty. So that will give you the JSON output, so title and released. Okay, so let's go ahead and insert another document inside this collection called movies. Okay, db.movies.insert. Okay, this time, as it is schema less, each document can be different. It can have multiple fields and everything, but make sure the fields are relative to the collection that you're creating. So this is movies collection. So all the fields that I'm going to define in an individual document are related to movies. Okay. So title this time, let's say Avatar, and released, I think it's 2009. Okay, and let's add another option. Language is English, and then another option. Let's add another option, which is director is James Cameron. Cameron. Close the flower braces and close the parentheses. Okay, so that's done. And let's do db.movies.find.pretty. Okay, so now we've got two documents, and you can see the first document has got just two fields, title and released. The second document has got four fields, title, released, language, and director. So this is what I call a schema less. So you don't have to define your table or collection schema beforehand. If you are to do this in a relational database like MySQL, you have to define the table structure before you can insert the records, right? And yep. Okay, so now let's go ahead and install, excuse me, add another document with still more fields. So far I've just shown you title, key value pair. So now it also supports nested key value items and lists and so on. So let's try and add another record, another document, db.movies.insert, open flower braces. This time title is jeans. This is a regional film in my language. Any Tamil viewers watching this would know about this film. Okay, and title, next one is released. It was released back in 1998. Language is Tamil, and director is Shankar. Okay, what else we can add? Okay, cast. This is going to be a list. You can define a list in this way. Prashant, the lead actor, and then Aishwarya Rai. Aishwarya Rai, she's the Miss World, I don't know, long time ago. Okay, and let's add another field called reviews. Reviews is going to be a nested document. Let's add the first review. Reviewer, let's say Alice, and review. What he thinks about the film. It's a great movie to watch. Okay, let's add another review. This time reviewer is Bob, comma, and the review, he didn't quite like the film, so what a waste of time. Okay, so that's our second review, and I'm going to close the square bracket and then close the flower braces and finally parenthesis. Okay, so the result has been returned. As you can see here, we've added a couple more fields: cast, which is a list, and reviews, which is the nested document. And there you go. So if I view the document now, db.movies.find.pretty. Okay, there you go. So you've got the first document, second document, and third document, all of which are different in terms of the number of fields. So you don't have to define all the fields in all the documents. Whatever is required, you can just define. So that's what is schema-less document database. Okay, so we've done creating database, creating collections, how to view a collection using the show collections command, create documents, view documents, update document. Okay, let's go and look at how to update the document. Okay, so now I've got this document here, title, the matrix, release 1999. How are we going to add additional field? Let's say I want to add language, English, to the first document. Let's see how to do that. db.movies.update. So now you're going to update a document. So the first item is going to be the search field, the condition. So which document you're going to update. So I'm going to update the document where the title is. So if you're used to MySQL, you would have used the command update movies set language equals English where title equals the matrix. So that's the MySQL command. So in here, the first option is to give the condition. So the title is the matrix. And what is it you're going to change or add or do whatever? So the option is set colon, and within flower braces, I'm going to add language is English. So that's all needed. Close. Okay, so now you can see matched one. So based on this title, the matrix condition, we've matched one record and we've modified one record. So now let's take a look. db.movies.find.pretty. Okay, so now you can see the language field has been added to that document. So that's how you insert an additional field. So if you want to delete that field, language, for example, db.movies.update. As usual, the first parameter is the condition, which record we are going to update. So any record that has the title, the matrix, and what we are going to do, we are going to unset. So that's the option to remove a field, unset. And what you're going to unset, language, and an empty field. Okay, close, done, matched one, updated one. Let's see what we have. db.movies.find.pretty. Okay, so the first document, the language field has now been removed. So that's how you insert, you delete. So what if you want to update a field? Say, for example, let me go back and add the language. So title, the matrix, set language to English, and find pretty. So we have language English added. So what if you want to change this to languages Tamil or Hindi or Spanish or Korean? Let's try and do that. db.movies.update, and what we are going to update, any document that has the title, the matrix, and what we are going to update, $set within flower braces, language is Korean. Close, enter. So matched one, modified one. db.movies.find.pretty. Okay, so language has been changed to Korean. Okay, that's good. Right. Querying documents on fields. So how do we query the document? Let's do that. Okay, so what we have done so far is select star from movies. So that's the equivalent MySQL command. And we used db.movies.find.pretty. Okay, so that's equivalent to select star from movies. So what if we want to select based on a condition? So select star from movies where release date is greater than 2000 or less than 2000. I want to see a list of movies which has been released after 2000 or before 2000. So the equivalent command would be in MySQL select star from movies where released greater than 2000. So that's how you normally do. So how we are going to do that in MongoDB. db.movies.find.pretty. Okay, so that's going to return all the values. So, but we are only interested in movies that were released before 2000. So that's going to be this movie, Jeans and the Matrix. Okay. Find, and the condition you're going to give is should be within the find method. Okay, so colon title, now what is it, uh, released. Okay, released is, for example, if you want to query if you want to query if you want to find out the movies that have been released exactly on a particular year, let's do this 1999. Okay, so we got one record back. So that's the record where released is equal to 1999. If we want to change that, so what if find all the records where the director is Shankar, all the movies produced by Shankar. So that's the Jeans movie because the director is Shankar. Okay, so what if we want to view all the movies that has been released after 2000 or before 2000? Okay, released, and another flower braces because we are going to use a condition dollar greater than 2000. So if you do that, you get an error. Why? I don't know. Let's have a look because I've got the double quotes at the wrong place. db.movies.find.pretty. Okay, db.movies.find.pretty, and within find released field, so that's the field I'm using for the var class, colon flower braces dollar greater than, these are keywords, greater than colon 2000. Okay, so all the movies released after 2000, so that's just Avatar, which was released in 2009. And if you want to change that to all the movies released prior to 2000, use less than. So you've got two documents now, 1999 The Matrix and 1998 Jeans. Okay, so that's how you use querying, select star from and using the var class. That's how you normally query. Okay, selecting specific fields in the query. So far we have done select star from movies and with conditions, without conditions, and so on. So what if we want to select a particular field? Select title, comma, director, for example, from movies, right? What we can do is db.movies.find.pretty. Okay, so we have these fields. I don't want to see the underscore ID field. So how would you do that? I just don't want to see the ID field, but all the other fields. If you want to just suppress show me all the fields except the underscore ID field. So the command would be double braces, flower braces for selecting, and then another flower braces. So now here you're going to say um, underscore id colon 0. Okay, so we don't want to, we are just turning off that field. So now if you see, there is no underscore id field. Everything is just title, release, and all the other fields. Okay, so similarly, if I just want to see just the title and the released year, title colon 1 comma released colon 1 comma, let's also get the language colon 1. So that's how you use. Okay, so now you can see it's not listing all the fields, but just the field that we requested, which is title, released, and language. These are set to 1. These are kind of toggle switch. So 0 is turning off, 1 is turning on. Title, released, and the language. Okay, so that's how you query the particular field. What else? Counting the documents. There are a couple of ways. Select count of star from movie. So that's the MySQL command to see how many records are there in a particular table. If you were to do that in MongoDB, there is an easy command db.movies.count. So it has got 3 records, db.movies.stats, reconciliation indexes. I haven't checked this one, but it should have count. Yeah, there you go. Count is 3, storage size, and all those details. Stats about this particular collection. Okay, db.movies.count. So that's the first method. db.collection.count. So we've got 3 documents. The other method is db.movies.stats, and then you can filter out, and then you can see how many documents are there. What if you want to uh, count the number of documents based on a query condition? For example, select count of star from movies where released less than 2000. So I want to count the number of movies that were released before 2000. So that's the equivalent MySQL command. If you were to do that in MongoDB, the command would be db.movies.count, and then give your condition here. The condition is going to be released colon dollar less than colon 2000. Okay, so there you go. So you've got 2 movies that were released before 2000. Okay, greater than 2000, we've got 1 movie. And let's also check another example. db.movies.count, how many movies, how many English movies were released. Language colon English. So there's 1 movie with the language English. Okay, so counting total with conditions, we've seen that. How to delete a document, selective delete, and all documents. How to delete all documents. db.movies.find.pretty. So we have 1, 2, and 3 document. And how do you, so I just want to delete the first document, or let's say I just want to delete the document, the third document where the language is Tamil, or released is 1998, or the title is jeans. Okay, let's see how to delete a particular document within your collection. The command is db.movies.delete. So there are a few options here. Delete many or delete one. So delete one is going to delete just the first record from your result set. So when you say I want to delete movies that were released before 2000, so you end up with 2 records, but delete one is going to just delete the first record, not every record. So delete many is what we want, because we want to delete all the records that were all the movies that were released in 1998 or something like that. Okay, db.movies.delete many. What we are going to delete? Let's say language is Tamil. Okay, acknowledged true. Delete count is 1. db.movies.count. So now we have two documents, and db.movies.find.pretty. We've deleted the document where the language is Tamil, so we are now left with two documents. So to delete all the documents in your collection, db.movies.delete many without any option. Uh, okay, just do that. Acknowledge deleted count is 2. So you need an empty parenthesis, empty flower braces, right? Now if I do db.movies.count, so I don't have any documents inside the movies collection. So how would you delete a collection? db.movies, let me show you the list of collections. So we have one collection, show DBs, we've got the my test DB, we are in my test DB. So db.movies.drop, that's what you want. Okay, that's true. So now if I do show collections, empty collection, and show DBs, that's gone because our my test DB is empty without any collection. That's why it's not showing up in the database list. So delete database, delete collection, that's done. So let's see how to delete our database. db.drop. Yep, db. No, it's not that. CLS, I keep typing clear. db.delete, db.drop database. Yep, db.drop database. Dropped my test database, okay, and it's 1. db, it still shows my test database, but it's actually been deleted. Okay, use admin. So I've switched to the admin database. Show DBs, nothing. So our my test database has been deleted. So guys, that's all I wanted to show you in this video because I don't want to drag the video. I just want to cover all the basic things, but there are lots and lots of options that you can use. I just showed you some basic, fundamental, frequently used examples. Go ahead and try this out in your free time. If you've got any questions or doubts or feedback or suggestions, or if I've did something wrong which I'm not aware of, please drop me a comment and I'll be able to respond to your comments as early as possible. Okay, if you like this video, please share it with your friends and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. This is only the third video in this Monday Mongo series. I'm planning to do a lot more videos on Monday Mongo. And yep, so feel free to suggest me new topics in the MongoDB series, and I will see you all in another episode of Monday Mongo next Monday. Hope you're all doing good. Bye bye. Thanks for your time.